So hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss on the topic of disaster. So let's start. I am Ayushri and let us start the topic. The disaster are so many types like typhoon, and tsunami and a landslide. That they are causing so many regions of India like Kerala. Recently in Kerala, their landslide occurred and killed so many lives. That is very harming to our economy of India and also also people living in India. And I have recently seen a video that in it a family got flooded in a flood and about 50% of the family got died in this tsunami. Sorry, in the flood, which is occurred in the mountains area of Mumbai. Okay. So some year ago.
So do you have any idea there is a big landslide of Kerala
Yes, sir.
2 days ago? Sorry, 1 day ago only.
So I recently told about it.
Why not?
Yes, why not? Their landslide occurred and about to a range of 1,000 kilometers where the landslide occurred landslide occurred by the heavy rains because when the heavy rains occurs, sometimes land got more fertile and detached to the other land which is not more fertile. Okay, when it detached to the lands, a heavy landslide occurred and destroy many regions of the area. Okay, so also I have seen so many disaster in YouTube. That is also the Japan earthquake, which has caused many lives that Japan has, which often cause. And Japan has made a technique to stay away from it, like some spring technique that we can stay away from the disasters. Spring technique and also the flood boundary technique, like the break stone technique, which is about a square triangle rocks which stops the flood or tsunami. Thank you.
So, my name is Shane and today we all are here to present a group discussion on disaster. So, but first, let me know about what is disaster. So, we all know that disaster is a very dangerous thing and which comes on any time, anywhere and any origins. And so, and we know there are different kinds of disaster which comes in earth like earthquakes, tsunami, floods, some landslides also like Ayush said, some stories of Kerala and Mumbai. There is some landslide and floods are coming by this. This is very dangerous for them, and there are some disadvantages of disasters like if the flood is coming, so the fertility of soil is getting decreasing and there are many pupils get die also when the disaster is coming.
Yes, I fully agree with Shay and Ayush points that he said disasters are the natural. It's not matter that what is human do. Disasters will not come by human activities. It is natural. Like we see in so many places like Kerala. Recently, there is a landslide occurred there. So it's very dangerous. It's totally effect on to the human beings and animals also.
I disagree with Harshit that he said that we are not doing anything for the disaster because we are cutting down the trees and we did not plant many trees in a week or in a month, and because of this the floods will come and so many other things like tsunamis, storms will also occur.
So I am disagree with Arshit, and also the city Yadav said that if we do anything like cutting trees, so the environment is not maintained by systematic, and the flood or any other disaster come because the environment is not maintained fully. That's all.
So hello everyone. Let me introduce you that what is disaster. Disaster is a thing which happens suddenly in any place and anywhere, and it is so harmful for everyone, every human living being. And there are two types of disasters: natural disaster and man-made disasters. Natural disasters are happened by their own naturally, and we can't stop them, but we can be ready for them and prepared. And if we talk about the man-made disasters, it happens because of humans, like if they are making pollution, they are if there is any of the accident happened and the wars, this called the man-made disaster, and it harms the properties, houses, and the community. And if I talk about the examples of natural disaster, we can take the example of earthquakes, floods, and the landslides, which happens mostly in a place. And if I talk about the man-made disasters, we can say wars, pollution, the accident of any factory, and etc.
So disasters are very harmful for us, and they are caused in an area, and it's very harmful for the people living around that place. As Tejal said, there are two types of disaster: natural disasters and man-made disasters. Natural disasters are caused by nature, and we can't stop them. The natural disasters are like flooding, landslides, tsunamis, and etc. And the man-made disasters are made by man. Their examples are chemical reactions and etc.
So first of all, good morning everyone. I am Aradhya Agrawal, and today we are presenting a topic. So natural disasters very dangerous for all of us present in this world, and natural disasters are of many types. Like as Tejal said, there are many natural disasters such as landslides, volcanic eruption, and many more. So recently in Bihar, flood comes, and the people who lives in Bihar, they were suffering from a very dangerous time, and it was not easy for them to survive in that flood because it was very high there. The water coming from Nepal to Bihar was very dangerous because it was I think very huge flood. And if we talk about the we talk about the man-made disasters. They are caused by humans only because a man is causing the man-made disaster for themselves only because they are making such tools, like they are making guns, and they are making many things which can affect our nature. That's all.
As Aradhya said, told about the flood. So in India, flood is mostly happened in the places where is monsoon is a lot, where rains done a lot. As I saw in the news, there are so many places in India which in the flood, and so many people are getting died, and if we cannot stop them, so at least we can be ready for them. Like we can make a kind of box, and we can store some food, water, and some medicines, and first aid box, so it can be helpful in our hard time, and it is helpful in the disaster time also.
So now I will tell you about some some way to that we can survive the disaster. These are if we stood freely, so it will be harmful for us. If we stood while doing something, like if we stood preserving some food, if we stood to make something that we can survive, that how we can survive the disaster. And also, like the tsunami, we have to go to higher place, as we know. But if they are not a proper higher place, we will got flooded by the tsunami. That we have to make a proper higher place, or we have to make some safety rules that is very important. So to stop the tsunami, people of India and also Japan people uses some techniques to stop the tsunamis and also the floods. So that are like if we make a triangular, that I have already said in my past group discussion topic right now. So it was that if we make a triangular shaped rock piece, that it will stop the tsunami waves, and also decrease the power of the tsunami waves. That it will go to less area and travel with low speed, and people of India and also scientists are trying to discover something new to maintain the safety rules of tsunami and also earthquake. That are like, if we also make a wall, also make something that it will stop the tsunami.
Yes, I am agree with you, Ayush, completely. But actually, there is some man-made disaster, like you have listened in the recent news, just like Delhi case.
Yes, sir.
In the basement, the basement has flooded because of heavy rain.
Heavy rain.
And this is the man-made disaster or natural disaster. What should you call?
I want to call it as
Man-made
disaster, because people are making large rain, also not maintaining the safety, that it will harm us. If people make large rain without even safety rules, like if they have to, they should maintain rain with a large boundary, that it will not give harm to the people. Also, there are so many man-made disaster, like in some factories in India, there are some bursts of gases, that it is also a disaster of the atmosphere, that causes many lives in India. About 1 lakh lives was caused by the disaster of
Okay,
man-made disaster.
Ayush. So, Shrey, are you completely agree with Ayush and other persons like
Yes,
Tejal,
so
Paridhi and
I agree with
Aradhya?
the fully other person and Ayush, because Ayush said many stories of the different places, and Ayush said also tell about the natural and the man-made disaster also, and Tejal also said the how man-made and natural disasters are comes, and Ayush also said how we can control that and how we can save on that much sacrifications. And Harshit also said about the how we can control also them by growing many trees in week or in a month. Thank you.
Okay, Harshit.
So, in my opinion, I am fully agree with all the students, and I am also agree with the Ayush points, because as she said that Ayush tell us so many stories of disasters. As we know, in Delhi, there is in coaching as basement. In the coaching, the flood will come, and so many students were
Flood has
died.
come.
Flood has come, and so many students have died. So it caused because the students don't prepare for the floods. At least if they are coaching in the basement, so they have to make another door, and they have to ready for this, but they are studying they don't think about this disasters. So we have to, I want to say that we have to already prepare for this, because these are not come by sudden, these are suddenly come, and we as Tejal said, we have to prepare this already, that we have to maintain a first aid box, and we have to store the food in the airtight containers that will not spoil for few days, and that's all.
Sir,
Okay. Yes, Raj.
Sir, I am not fully agreed with Harshit Agarwal said that if in a basement, the coaching was built in a basement, and because of heavy rain, the basement was flooded, and all the students and teacher, many people was flooded by the flood by heavy rain. But this is not a man-made disaster, and because people don't know when disaster can come. Disaster comes suddenly, anywhere, anytime, and all the persons can't prepare for it, for all the time for the disaster when they come, and all the students can't prepare for the disaster. So I can't supply.
So, as
Okay.
Harshal said that we should make any exit door, any emergency exit door. So I agree with him that he said this. Like in some schools and in some buildings, there is a emergency exit door on which the people can exit from there easily, and they didn't get any harm from that. And if there is not any exit door, so we will not be that much able to survive, because there is a lot of danger of whatever type of disaster is happening.
So let us take an example of man-made disaster like nuclear blast, because the nuclear weapons are developed by the humans, and a country launched the nuclear weapons to other countries, so that is a very big disaster for that country, because the nuclear weapons take many pupils' life.
So I agree with Paridhi, because nuclear weapons are very dangerous for our life, and I want to say that people should stop making these much dangerous weapons, because they are also harming the other people's life, and they are not even helping us in daily life activities. Only they are helping like some terrorists, and we can also say the crime fighters. It is from my side. So,
Last point.
Sir, I agree with both of the girls, Tejal and Predi, as he said about disaster. But I disagree with Yashraj, as he said about that basement, that is disaster in basement in Delhi is not a man-made disaster. I want to say him that who created the basement, who created the drains. So it is mostly caused by drains that. The drain leaked somewhere, like from the roots, from the soil roots. There that the water had found it, and somehow the root got bigger and more bigger, and the water has spread everywhere. That it has caused the electricity problem, and also the water oxygen level problem.
Okay.
So I want to tell you about the largest disaster which is naturally comes in Japan, in the city of Turkey. It is something 8.6 earthquake, and in this there is around 1 or 2 lakh people did die. By this is a very big disaster comes by naturally. Thank you.
So I am fully disagree with Yashraj points, and I want to say to Yashraj that I don't say that disaster come in the basement, that is not a man-made disaster, I don't said. And now I will come on my points. So if we want to protect ourselves with by disasters, so we have to plant more and more trees, because we know trees help us to stop the flood. And we have to prepare this already, that we see in some countries like Japan, there are so many earthquakes comes day by day, and they are already prepared for this. The government will provide bunkers to them to protect by disasters. So we have to also prepare for this. Thank you, Jit.
Sir,
Yeah, I have an example.
I am fully agreed with the two words said that many people of other country transfer nuclear weapons like nuclear bomb and other things. So this is also become a big disaster for many person, and it is also takes many people life. It can become a disaster by blasting. That's all.
Yeah, I have a good example that of a volcano. It is also a disaster that occurred in Bhutan, and in it there are so many people died, and it occurs in the 2000. It covers the area of 2000, and it destroyed the many people. And if we want to preserve the disaster, so we have to plant more and more tree, decreases the deforestation, and do not go the place where the earth crust is moving.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of you. So this is the second term in which new students have come and there to keep their point of view. So first I am keeping my points. So disaster is a type of event which can harm someone, and it is totally just a type of destroyed thing. There are mainly two types of disaster, as every student said in the last term, natural and man-made. In the natural, there are floods, tsunamis, and some landslide also, which cannot be made by human, and which are because of this much rain and the moving of the people which are going continuously. And in the man-made disaster, there are many things also come in it, just like pollution and pollution is the main man-made disaster, because it is increasing day by day because of deforestation, and also and deforestation is also a part, because when we cut trees, because cut maintain the level of the water, so it also cannot it can lose its balance, and there will be more chances of disaster. Yes, I am agree with her, as she said that disaster is like a serious disruption. It's very harmful. There are mainly two types of disaster: natural disaster and man-made disaster. Both are very dangerous. If it is very harmful for us, there is no solution, because disaster is come suddenly. If we are not prepared, so it's very harmful for us.
Yes, I agree with her. Disaster is very serious. Disruption to the functioning community that exceed its capacity of cope using its own resources.
Good evening, sir, and all of you. And my topic is disaster. Disaster is very dangerous. Disaster comes from human technology, etc.
Disaster is a disruption. There is two types of disaster. First one is which is created by nature, like earthworms, landslide, and etc. And second one is which is created by human expansions of atom bombs. And suppose two countries are fighting in each other.
first of all, what is a disaster? A suddenly occurrence of accident that cause a loss of life, and it cause a loss of life. And there are it is example is flash flood, explosion, landslide, and volcanic eruption. It is a two type of disaster. First one is a natural disaster. It is caused by a natural factor, example and flash flood, and a volcanic eruption, landslide, etc, etc. And second one is man-made disaster. It caused by human due to human activities, and its example is war fights, and etc.
I am Krishna. A disaster is very harmful for animals, living organisms, and human beings. A disaster are mainly caused by naturally and man-made activities, and due to heavy rain, nearly dams are overflow and the flood are occur, and we seen that the flood are very dangerous, and flood are take away with itself everything take away with itself. And in Kerala the landslide are occurs, about 140 pupils are dead and 400 pupils are injured, and that's all.
So first I will tell. Sorry. So disaster is very dangerous thing. Like suppose that there are two types of disaster: natural disaster and man-made disaster. In natural disaster in natural disasters like landslides, floods, and etc. And in man-made disasters, and for example, like suppose that the two countries are fighting to each other with atom bombs and missiles. So their causes to be the harms for their countries, houses, places, etc. That's the thing.
There are very dangerous in disaster like volcano, earthquake, etc. And
as everyone said about the disaster, and I am agree with all of them. And disaster is a event which can be suddenly happen, and can harm anyone. And as in the last turn, it is also said that we have to be already prepared for these type of things, mainly for the natural disaster, because natural disaster are more powerful than the man-made disaster.
Yes, I am agree with her. If we take an example, in our city a few years ago a flood comes, so it is very harmful. So many people lost their homes, their crops, and a lot of things. If the flood is come, so they will not, if flood is come immediately, they will not prepare for this. So that's why we can say that if any disaster come suddenly, so we can already prepare for that.
Disaster can be caused by human-made, natural, and technological hazards, as well as various factors, exposure, that include exposure. There are many type of exposure. There are many type of disaster like earthquake, tsunami, etc.
I am agree with Manvi, and she said about the flood which came in our town Vikarwar some year ago. It came because of the cutting of the trees and the non-balancing of the water level of that dam.
So now I will tell you that how we can manage the landslide
So we should plant more than more trees, because the trees hold the lands by their roots.
But sometimes landslide occurs human activity. I remember that one place some workers are making a tunnel, and they cutting the rocks, and suddenly the rocks are dropped to the mountain, and the many people lost their lives, and that's.
We know that natural disaster we can't stop them, because this is came suddenly, and destroy of all.
As everyone said to now, I am gonna tell one more thing, that is how can we get rid of the natural disaster, mainly landslide. Landslide is mainly occur in the mountain areas and on the hill areas, where there is more amount of raining, and there is also too much cold temperature, and there is most chances and most time landslide occur there, and the paths are and the paths and roads are blocked, and you should not go there in that season when landslides are occurring too much.
Yes, I am agree with her as she said. So if as everyone say that a disaster come before one day in Kerala, so it is very harmful. We don't know when disaster is come, mainly if we are living in near to the mountains and any hill station. So we have to prepare, because in rainy seasons the moisture comes, and because of moisture the land is sliding. So if we are living near the mountains, so we have to already prepare, because we don't know where disaster is coming.
Disaster has come from Kerala, and some people are injured, and 154 people are dead. Disasters come in die many more people and lose our homes. I have heard some days ago that there is a 3 or 4 years later there is a volcano eruption. So where is it happened? So that place citizens have to prepare for this. Thank you.
As everyone has told about the disasters and how to get rid of them, so as a part of the conclusion, I would like to say that we should have some rules before every time before the happening of a natural disaster. Yeah, we don't know the time, but we should be always be ready and have some things already, which so that you cannot suffer for those things in the flood and in the natural disasters. And in the rainy time, we should not mostly stay out of the house, because it is the mainly time where most of the natural disaster happens, and it can injure you and harm you.
Disaster prevent to identify your risk, create disaster with your family, etc. It is very harmful for us, but natural disaster is very powerful than the man-made disaster and technological hazards.
So yes, I am agree with everyone, as everyone said. So we are already prepared for disaster. It's very harmful, and if we are not prepared, it's harm us, and
we are totally depend, like if in man-made disaster it is depend on us. If we are doing some bad things like hijacking and bomb blasting, chemical disaster, so it is in our hand, we can control it, but the natural disaster we can't control it.
Now I am gonna conclude this topic here. So, as everyone said about the different type of disaster and names of the disaster and how can we get rid of that. And if you like this video and comment and share. Thank you.